Hey everybody, welcome back. OT Roy here. We're going to do some gumbo today. I haven't done a gumbo recipe in probably over half a year, since this past August. And I thought I would throw in some of that smoked chicken that I cooked out on my Yoder, Wichita this past weekend. I did some leg quarters, which are the chicken leg and the chicken thigh. And I've got those skinned, deboned, shredded up the meat a little bit. We're going to throw that in this gumbo. Going to give it a real nice smoky flavor. And should turn out pretty doggone good. Just had a hankering for some gumbo. Let me show you how we're gonna make it. All right, folks, for starters, it's a weeknight. I don't have a whole lot of time to make my own homemade roux, so I'm just gonna use this jarred roux. I got some Raging Cajun. This is the dark roux, and this is a 16 ounce. So when you get this stuff and you first open it up, you need to mix all the oil back into it because that oil separates as it's on the shelf. So mix all that in there. And what I'm gonna do is put about half of this jar in there, about 8 ounces. Stick it in here, warm it up, and we'll be right back. Alright gang, we've been going a few minutes on about a medium high. And again, this is a roux. You do need to stir it. If you do not, it will burn up. So just stir it while it's cooking. But once you get it all warm and fluidy again, it's just like a homemade roux, everybody. Got some Trinity. This is onion, bell pepper, celery with a little parsley thrown in. I'm gonna use about a cup. Put that down in there. Should be about enough. All right, we're going to sweat this down. That's going to help cool off this roux. We are back. I've been continually stirring this for about 5 minutes or so. The roux has darkened a little bit more, and the vegetables have sweated down a little bit. But you can see how tight this is. This is really, really tight. And up until the point where you pour water in there to thin this out, you want to keep stirring it. Do not stop stirring it, especially if you have it on a really high heat. All right, so I'm gonna add me a little bit of water. I think I'm gonna use about 3 cups total for that 8 ounces of jarred roux. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in, I got one quart here. I'm sorry if I said cups, but the recipe on the jar calls for half the jar, which is 8 ounces of the roux, and mix that with 3 quarts of water. Now, usually it comes out a little thin like that, so I may not quite use all 3 quarts. That's what we got right there. Now we're just gonna keep stirring. It's still on medium high. We're gonna keep adding water until I get it the consistency that I want. And you just keep adding water until it gets to the consistency that you want. All right, I've got 2 quarts of water in here. And you can use chicken stock or seafood stock, depending on the gumbo that you're using. I just wanted some water this time. I wanted the natural roux flavors to come through. But I've got 2 quarts of water in here now. What we're going to do, roux does not get its thickening power unless it's heated up to boiling. So I'm going to let this come up to a low boil, and we'll check the thickness at that point. Alright gang, we are up to a boil. Now, I've been stirring this up the whole time as it come up to a boil. And what you can do to see how thick it is, I mean, besides, you know, doing it like that, you know, just spin it around a little bit and see how long it takes to stop spinning. And that's still a little bit too thick. So I'm gonna add another half quart or so of water, and we're gonna bring it back up to a boil. We'll check it again. I'll tell you what, man. You wanna smell a Cajun kitchen? You make you some of this, or anything with a roux. You're talking about some nice aromas in your home, man, in your kitchen. Boy, I'll tell you, this reminds me of home so much. Man. All right, so we're gonna go back to here. We're gonna bring this up to another boil, and we'll be right back. Well, that just took a couple of minutes, so we're back up to a boil. And when I stir it around, you can see it's a little bit looser. Watch, I'll give it a little spin here. A little half quart helped a lot. All right, now we're gonna add some seasonings. Got some salt we're gonna throw in there. You know, flour in that roux. That flour likes that salt, man. So it's gonna take quite a bit. Throw you a little fresh cracked black. That's pepper, that is. And although gumbo is a Creole or Cajun dish, I'm not gonna throw any real Cajun seasonings in there. I am gonna put a little bit of the shrimp and crab boil in there though. About a capful or so should do it. And generally, this is gonna be a chicken and sausage and andouille gumbo. Usually you don't mix seafood with your chicken, but Karen loves shrimp, so I'm gonna throw some shrimp in there at the end, which is why I'm adding that crab oil. If you wanted this to be Creole, you could add you a can of like diced tomatoes. That'll give a little tomato flavor in there and make it a little bit more red. That's the Creole version. For some extra oomph, throw a little bit of ground thyme in there, about a teaspoon or so. Thyme's pretty strong, you don't need a whole bunch of it. Also going to throw in 1 bay leaf. Alright, we're going to set this down to a simmer, put the lid on it, and we're going to let this simmer for about an hour, and then we'll check it. Alright everybody, we're back. It's been going for an hour. Man, can y'all smell that? Holy moly. Does that smell fantastic? Oh my gosh. Man, it looks great too. Time to add the meat now. I got me some andouille. Cut the andouille in little half pieces. This is 1 link of andouille. Going in, babe. Alright. This is some pecan smoked beef sausage. Put whatever kind of sausage you want. Karen likes little chunks, so I quartered it. That's 1 link. Aha, there we go. This is the chicken that I smoked on my Yoder this past weekend. Man, this stuff is some kind of fantastic. Just gonna dump it all in there. That's about three leg quarters. That's all I had left. All right, we're gonna bust all this up and we're gonna bring this up to simmer again and let her simmer for about another hour. And this is a good time to put on your rice. All right, folks, this has been going for about an hour or so, just simmering. And I stirred it occasionally, and it smells wonderful. And I did taste it about halfway into it here, and it did need a little something, so I threw a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in there, probably a tablespoon, and some more salt and pepper. Now it's time to add some shrimp. So turn this bad boy off here. These shrimp, they're cooked, see? So we don't want to cook them no more. And they're frozen. Cooked frozen shrimp. So we're just going to turn all this off. My rice is done. Got my oven warming up to do me some bread, some French bread. I'm going to cover this back up, let them shrimp come up to temp, and it's going to be good. Alright everybody, it's time to taste my gumbo. Oh yeah, that look pretty good, huh? Mm-hmm. Sure does smell good too. Let's give her a shot, what you say? Oh yeah, baby. Mm-hmm. Oh, my dog's going nuts. Mm-hmm. You gotta get you a little bit of French bread, sop up some of that goodness right there. My God. Guys, you don't get no finer than that. That smoke flavor from that chicken. That andouille got some smoke flavor too. If you can find some andouille, put that in there. That gumbo, that's rocking, bro. It's good. I'm fixing to go eat. Thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody checking me out. And we'll see y'all next time.